School leaders in Ironwood, Michigan are searching for new sources of funding after local voters said no to forking over money to upgrade the community school. 62% said no during a referendum vote Tuesday. Northern News Now's Rob Coles heard from a parent and Ironwood superintendent about what that decision means for students.
The Luther L. Wright School in Ironwood has a long history of educating young people.
Where this was initially built to be a high school building 100 years ago.
As the school got older, the kids attending got younger.
It now serves students from 4 years old up through seniors as they get ready to graduate.
Superintendent Travis Powell says the extra funding the schools asked the community for would have helped make changes to the building to accommodate younger kids. A new science lab, library, replacing the century-old lockers, and...
So one of the things that we had planned was to make some of our classrooms larger.
Education's really about learning to learn.
Former school board member and parent Clancy Burns says his fourth grader is packed into a classroom so tight it could impact his learning.
You know, how much of your mental time and energy is spent on being uncomfortable because you were pressed right up against your peers, and how much of your focus has disappeared because of the fact that you're just physically in a space where you're not comfortable.
There was also plans for new pipes and brighter hallway lighting, but perhaps the most important issue the new funding would have addressed: safety. Right now, when visitors come to the school, they have to get buzzed in, then they travel up a staircase. After that, they have to travel down this hallway unaccompanied before they can get to the principal's office, which is right here, where they can finally check in. Superintendent Powell wanted to create a monitored entrance with visitor check-in, add bullet-resistant film to the exterior doors, and replace the century-old classroom doors with something intruder-proof.
They were absolutely built for a time before we had something like school shooters.
And with most residents voting against the funding, he's frustrated.
It's very disappointing.
But hasn't given up.
Well, we have to come up with a new way to move forward. We'll reassess our needs, and we'll figure out how to do it without additional funds from the taxpayers. As I said, they said no.
In Ironwood, Rob Coles, Northern News Now.
Now, the bonding proposal would have meant a tax increase of $72 per year on a $100,000 home. Altogether, it would have brought $16 million to the district over 22 years. And while gathering this story, we looked for community members who voted against the funding to get their perspective, but we didn't hear back from any.